Unbelievable. One of these days. One of these days.
So Frank has the microphone backstage. And he's going to be bringing it out.
The original Angel microphone. We have a mic.
We got one right here.
There's one right here.
Oh,
is that right? That's like all taped up. That's like a Roger Daltrey mic or something. Swing it, swing it.
Yeah, that's for yours. No, you have your mic.
Oh, works. So Frank, thank you for coming out. Everybody sticking around to see Frank do his thing with Vinyl Tattoo.
Yes.
Coming up in just a couple minutes. When we get in the Angel reunion, let's get right to it.
Let's start it this way. Because people, you know, there was a lot of people asked us questions about Angel over the years. And of course we talked about him on that metal show. But the thing that a lot of people ask about is Greg. And what Greg's doing now. And he kind of has an interesting story, so maybe we could start there.
Well, Greg is... Greg is driving around in a Bentley.
Yes.
Counting his money.
Because he invented something crazy,
yes,
right?
What he did was well, it was someone else who this guy that invented some sort of chip that goes into a slot machine, and he wanted to put it, he wanted to sell it. And Greg said, no, let's not sell it, we're going to patent it. So they patented the chip, so that every time this chip goes into a slot machine, both those guys get money. Nice. And you know how many slot machines there are?
That's unbelievable. He actually owns a casino, right?
Yeah, well, he was partners in the Hard Rock in Biloxi.
Yes. Do you keep in touch with any of the guys?
Yes, all the time. All the time. Yes.
And you talk to Greg at all?
Yeah, I talk to Greg.
So, like, if you have an extra Bentley lying around, could you send it out to Vegas?
I never asked him about that.
That's great that you stay in touch, though.
Yes.
The guy that
stay in touch. Felix was just out here about a month ago.
Wow.
We both of us went out for dinner and stuff. Barry I talk to all the time. And I was just over at Greg's house maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
Are those guys, other than Greg, are the other guys active? As far as music?
No, not really.
Not really?
I mean, you know, Punky still plays, but he plays in his house. You know, I mean, he has all his guitars, he still plays. And I said, why don't you come out and play? You know, come out to Vegas. He said, no, I'll come out there and something.
Yeah. Why do you think, you know, Frank, I've always said that Angel is a band that people either loved or never heard of.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. I find that all the time. It's how many people in here know Angel? And be honest, I mean, I'm assuming the rest of you, how many people never heard of Angel? The people getting drunk. But you know, it's funny because Jim, I mean, Angel was on the perception of Angel was maybe much. Every magazine, it was like Angel versus Kiss and Angel versus. Really, in reality, never translated that way. Why do you think that was?
I don't know. I think at the time when we first did our first 2 albums, it was a lot of that album was different. There was a lot of AOR stuff, and there was not so much a fixation on singles.
But you guys had bona fide hits.
Yes, we.
Especially on the first 2 albums.
Yeah, but they were a little bit different, and I think what happened was with Casablanca. Casablanca was having a huge problem. I mean, they really couldn't play Kiss on the radio either.
Right.
You know, disc jockeys wouldn't play Kiss. Then, because of Donna Summer, they didn't want to take Casablanca serious because of the disco thing, and they thought they don't know anything about rock.
Right.
You know? And then they had Kiss and they had us, and we were both costume guys, and you know.
You guys were like the anti-Kiss, like they were the dark side, you guys were the light side.
Well, you know, people say that, but I don't know. You know, when we put our show together, I can't ever remember anyone saying, you know, I have an idea. Let's go with white instead of black.
Right.
You know, because of Kiss. It just happened to be that.
But it's just, I mean, because you got, in my opinion, you know, I always felt Angel had better songs. Even though I'm a Kiss fan since I'm 9, I always thought Angel had better songs than them. So it's just, like Eddie said, people either knew you guys or just didn't know you at all. Yeah.
You know, I go through this conversation with Richie Randall all the time.
From Stars, another great band.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time, and Richie says, you know, it's amazing. He said, you know, it's like Angel and Stars are like in that same pocket.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
absolutely, the bands that people love that knew about or never really heard of.
Yeah, if you wear a Star shirt, you'll get at a concert. You'll get like 3 people to come and go, "Oh my God, you're wearing a Star shirt!" And everybody else will have no idea who it is.
I wore a Star shirt on that metal show, and I still get email when the show repeats. Where'd you get that Star shirt? I called Richie Rano. I don't know. He gave it to me. Yep. Frank, I want to ask you this: for you guys that don't know about Angel and what they did in the '70s. One of the things they were so iconic and known for was their stage show, which is a huge production where they would materialize and go up into the sign and come out of pods and all this crazy stuff. Give us the one, like, you had to have had some incredible, like, mishaps on that stage. There had to be some incredible Spinal Tap moments. And of course, if you've seen Spinal Tap, there's the pods moment. Did that actually happen to you guys where the pod didn't open?
Well, yeah, close to it. It happened in Japan. Barry never came out of his pod. But I think he was scared. I mean, he was frozen.
Was there like a little hammer in there and said, in case of an emergency, break the glass?
Well, you told me he was like claustrophobic at one point and he wouldn't get into the pod.
Exactly.
So where everybody else was in the pod, Barry, the drummer, would stand next to his pod.
But you know, they announced, you know, they go through this. I took a lot of the beginning, the opening, as you talk about everyone coming out of the pod, announcing everyone. I took a lot of that stuff from Cahilga Brand, but when
from who?
Cahilga Brand, you ever see the?
Is that a strip club in Jersey?
Well, anyway, they announced Barry, and he just refused to come up, and the spot stayed on the tower, and none of us knew what to do because you know
the voiceover keeps going and starts introducing the next guy, and now Barry's still in there.
Still in there.
And how did you get him out?
No, we didn't. Just pushed it back and never came out again.
Somebody's got to come with the propane thing.
We're still looking for him right now.
All right, well, listen, man, thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thank you,
Frank DiMino, everybody.
We're going to hear his beautiful voice very shortly.
This is a man that can still sing unbelievably, so we'll hear him do it in just a few minutes with Vinyl Tattoo.
And thank you. And for the guy who asked the question about who we sort of like get giddy about, like on that metal show, for me, that guy right there.
70s, man, like I said, 70s, that's where it was at for most of us, so.
All right, time for the crazy now.